Central, only on ABC.
Hello, I'm Marcey Brightwell. Coming up next on News 10 at 6, there's something about Sunday for the two whales in the Sacramento River. Just like last Sunday, they're heading south again. And Northern Californians honor the memory of those who lost their lives in the line of duty.
And now, this is News 10 at 6.
They're on the move again. Two whales in the Sacramento River today. They venture south of the Rio Vista Bridge. That's Story Top's News 10 at 6. I'm Marcey Brightwell. Dana Howard is off tonight. Thanks for joining us. The Coast Guard is carefully monitoring the whales and boating traffic in the area. We have someone on the phone with us now, Kevin Neff from the U.S. Coast Guard. He's joining us live on the phone with an update on the whales' progress. Good evening, Kevin. Are you there?
Yes, good evening. How are you?
Hi. Can you update us on the situation? They're on the move, we understand.
Yeah, yes, they are. They about 1:30 this afternoon, we got a call from one of our vessels that was monitoring them that they were on their way under the bridge. We got a couple extra boats on the water, keep an eye on them, and their latest position, they're in the vicinity of Broad Slough, almost to Sherman Lake on the Sacramento River.
Obviously, it's Memorial Day weekend. You expected a lot of extra boating traffic out there. Are those boaters causing any additional problems?
No, we haven't had too many problems with all the boaters. They've been pretty cooperative, getting out of the way as we move down the river. So we've had about anywhere from 2 to 4 vessels preceding the whales down the river, trying to keep all the traffic out of the way. So far everybody's been very cooperative, and we've had pretty good luck with getting them moving and keeping them moving.
And there are some harsh penalties, we understand, if you do in fact interfere. So warning to those out there to stay away, let the Coast Guard and the whales determine their own course. Thank you, Kevin. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, you're welcome.
Now we have News 10's Dave Marcus. He's out at the scene. He's been chasing down the whales all day near Rio Vista. Dave, what's going on?
Well, Marcy, this is kind of the ultimate thriller for those that have been following the whales these last couple of weeks. You'll recall it was last Sunday, almost exactly the same time, maybe an hour later, last Sunday, that they began turning south and heading this way from the ship channel in Sacramento. Now, here we are, 1 week later, almost exactly, suddenly, about the same time on another Sunday, they decide they're going to head south, break underneath the Rio Vista Bridge here that you can see in the background, and to the oohs, ahs, thrills, and cheering of folks who were watching, they began heading on down this channel through the delta, and you'll see down to there towards where Brannan Island is down there, Sherman Island, excuse me. Right now, we understand, as the Coast Guard was just saying a moment ago, they are several miles south of us here, following along. They've already gone past Sherman Island Road, we're told, heading towards the direction that they're supposed to go, and it is absolutely, a thrill for these folks. Antioch is where they seem to be heading and where the next groups are apparently converging. So we wanted to tell you that some of the folks who were here had forgotten about the whales. They were just sitting here, including one young fellow that we talked to a few minutes ago, was sitting here fishing, had forgotten all about the whales, and then described for us what happened next.
I was just sitting there fishing, and there was a lot of people, so I was kind of wondering, like, why is everybody down?
Where they stopped and spent the last week until today. KCRA 3's Suzanne Fawn continues our team coverage. She's live in Rio Vista tonight. Suzanne, what can you tell us?
Well, at the very last check, the whales were about 9 miles south of here, the Rio Vista.
We've been following this odyssey for a couple of weeks now, that these whales are turned in the right direction, heading more into salty water, and hopefully within the hours ahead will make their way down into the San Francisco Bay and eventually out under the Golden Gate Bridge. So, Marcy, a lot of excitement. We'll be following south and have more, of course, at 11 o'clock on how all of this is going, but it looks like this time the whales may be headed out to ocean for keeps, we hope.
Dave, it sure seems there's something about Sunday. This is 2 weeks in a row where the rescuers have given the whales a break. They've let them play out there on their own, and then they abruptly started moving on their own without any guidance.
It's funny that you mentioned that, Marcy, because we were just talking to a woman. In fact, she's right over here behind us, a lovely gray-haired lady with a cane, who was saying, when they left them alone, they did their own thing. You just let nature happen, and it'll take care of itself. And in this case, it looks like a couple of times in a row, that's exactly what may have happened. I don't know if it has any connection to Sunday, but certainly it's good fortune and a wonderful thing, and folks are awfully happy.
Well, hopefully they're heading in the right direction and won't stop this time. Thanks, Dave.
Gotcha.
Thanks. Well, the names of the soldiers killed in the line of duty are being read this evening at the state capitol.
Specialist 4, David Spinall, Army. Private First Class, Bruce St. Louis, Marine. Private First Class, Kurt Stave, Marines. Private First Class,
Veterans
Ralph
are being remembered
Stacy,
across
Jr.,
the country.
Army.
Men and women who
Private
lost
First
their
Class,
lives in the line of
Joseph
duty.
Vincent
Locally,
Staff,
a community
Army.
pulled together to remember those who never came home from war. News 10's Gina Villarreal is live with more on the tribute. Gina?
Marcy, those tributes that you usually see that are on a much larger scale are usually in big cities with a whole lot of funding. Well, in Yuba City today, a not so big city, well, they took Memorial Day to a whole new level.
I'm your son, your brother, your uncle, your husband, your father, your friend.
Words from the Tomb of the Unknown capture an audience. A Yuba City community gathered to understand, respect, and share in the true meaning of Memorial Day.
I still see in my memory those young men who died with me at Verdun, Normandy, Iwo Jima, Pearl Harbor.
It's called A Grateful Nation Remembers, a Calvary Christian presentation that brings back memories for those who have served.
Their faces, who they were, how their voices sounded, who they were as people. I think that's the thing that I think about. I think about them in life.
But this tribute, not only one of reflection, but a chance to meet our country's very own military heroes.
I spent 24 years in the military. I have never been honored the way that I've been honored over here.
Navy SEAL parachuters dropped in for the occasion.
And every year I come out here, it's just, better than it was the year before. So it's great. It means a lot to me.
And it also means a whole lot to this Army and Marine veteran who brought his son out to see a tribute to those who have died in Afghanistan and Iraq.
I just wanted to share with my son what some of this is all about and what is going on today in his lifetime, and hopefully, it won't involve him, but, that's a pretty tough call.
Kind of sad. We all died in the war, and I just don't really like it.
3,751 names etched into a standing memory wall, a tribute of dedication, honor, and service. Men and women who will never be forgotten.
To ensure America remains one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And there is one more performance in Yuba City. It is tomorrow at noon, and if you're looking for more information, you can go to news10.net. I'm Gina Villarreal, live at the Capitol, News 10.
Gina, that looked like an especially powerful tribute today.
Oh, it definitely was. Actually, I've never seen anything like it. I can really say it was amazing and made me really see Memorial Day in a whole new light.
Thank you, Gina. Certainly a lot more events around the area tomorrow. Folks can go check out as well. Thank you, Gina. Coming up next on News 10 at 6, firefighters honor a local woman who is a grandmother and a hero. And in our Good People report, we'll meet an educator who's had a tough time retiring. That story coming up next. Thank you.
Closed captioning is brought to you in part by Sleep Train Mattress Centers, your ticket to a better night's sleep.
Time is almost up. Day deals at Smart & Final. Farmer John's spare ribs, just $1.89 a pound. Breyer's Premium Ice Cream, 2 for $6. Get smart. Smart & Final, the smaller, faster warehouse store.
We really do have the most respected reporters in our community. I mean, these people have lived here for years. They've spent the majority of their career in Northern California. They know the people, they know the places, they know the issues.
Our reporters at News 10 have many awards, they have many accomplishments, but none of them sit back on their heels. None of them take that for granted. They come every day with a passion to tell stories and to do it well.
When a Sacramento woman's apartment caught on fire last month, she didn't have many options to get herself and her grandson to safety. So risking her life, Joanne Connor leapt from her second-story apartment with her grandson in her arms. The flames shot up 30 feet into the air and engulfed the entire North Highlands apartment complex. A neighbor came upstairs to warn Connor about the fire, who then went to get her grandson. But by the time she got back to the front door, flames had blocked her path. So she ran to the back bedroom window and jumped out. Connor has been honored with a life-saving commendation award from the Sacramento Metro Fire Department.
Well, I looked out the window. It's so dark. I looked out there, and I'm like, I couldn't drop him down there, and me screaming, nobody never came. So I didn't know what else to do. I didn't know what else to do. The only thing I could think of was to hold him and just cover him up and just shield him and ball up and just fall backwards.
Well, her 3-year-old grandson remembers the jump. He says it was a fun ride. Maybe fun, a little scary. You might remember Virginia Grob from the story we did a few years ago. The dancing, energetic school principal had just turned 80 then, and every spring, Virginia decides whether or not she'll return for one more year. Well, it's spring, and it's decision time. Here's Del Shornack with tonight's Good People.
Hey, Dottie, how you doing?
Virginia Grobby marches to a beat of her own.
Well, I've kind of been that kind of person all my life. Haven't got caught by the law yet.
A teacher for 53 years, until 7 years ago when she became school principal at Isidore Cohen Elementary. Now, at age 82, it's time to think about retiring.
I met with my staff about a week ago, and the question was, if I do it another year, can I lift the bar? Because I'm not just doing it another year for doing it another year. I want to lift the bar. I pledge today to be my best in reading, math, and all the rest.
Sacramento City school administrators honored Isidore Cohen Elementary this week for raising test scores and better attendance.
We are extremely proud of your school, all of your accomplishments.
And a regular dose of playground hugs leaves no doubt how the kids feel about their principal.
You just can't feel anything but good when you are immersed with these children. Can't feel anything but good.
So if Virginia ever wanted to retire feeling good about all she's accomplished, this would seem to be the time to do it. And so one morning this week, a big announcement.
Miss Bobby's going to be right here with you next year.
Virginia will be close to turning 83 when school starts in the fall. Retirement will wait at least one more year.
I'm going to lead them again. The passion is still there. It hasn't gone anywhere. I'm the luckiest gal in the world.
Dale Shornack, News 10.
Oh, delightful. There are hundreds of students who feel pretty lucky to have had Virginia as their teacher. Some of her first students are now actually of retirement age. That's a proud career. Coming up next on News 10 at 6, Darla Givens tells us what kind of weather we can expect for Memorial Day and the last part of May.
This has been an amazing month, and it just
in Columbia caused a mudslide and flooding that left dozens of people homeless this weekend. The flooding took place in Cali, the country's third biggest city, where rescue workers had to evacuate people from their homes and cars. In southern Colombia, authorities declared a state of emergency after a mudslide caused by heavy rains destroyed 12 houses and left dozens homeless. Another reminder of why we're so fortunate to live here with our weather.
I know, and I think that's why we choose to live here too, because we have gorgeous weather out. Temperatures slightly cooler today. We had a slight onshore flow and also a cooler air mass in place, but high pressure is going to develop into the area again, and that's going to warm our temperatures up again. We'll have a slight warming trend. Here's our forecast first for Sacramento. You can see warming up today, or tomorrow I should say, to 88 degrees, but then later in the work week we'll be in the lower 90s, so it's going to get quite nice out for this time of year. Outside, clear skies continuing right now. Today's high 79 degrees and Sacramento, and that's at Sac Executive Airport. 87 in Stockton, 88 in Modesto, Marysville, 85 degrees out, and 72 degrees in Tahoe, the high for today. So gorgeous conditions. Tomorrow, temperatures are going to warm up a bit. We'll see 60s and 70s along the coast, 80s in the valley and hills, and 70s for the Sierra with lots of sunshine in place. Here's what we have going on. We have high pressure that's going to build into the region, and so for tomorrow, we're going to have those northerly breezes returning to the area, winds out of the north to right around 15 miles per hour throughout the valley for the Sierra. Winds starting out breezy, especially after midnight tonight, but then by tomorrow afternoon, we'll see light winds in the region. But this high pressure is going to stay in place throughout the week, so it'll start our warming trend. And notice we have this low pressure system here. Won't so much affect the valley, but for the Sierra, starting about Wednesday, we'll start the days off with clear skies and then partly cloudy for the afternoon. And then we'll see a chance for some shower and thunderstorm activity across the Sierra from Wednesday until about Sunday. We're looking at right now just a 10% chance. For your allergy report, we're still looking at moderate level for trees, grasses, and weeds. So if your plans tomorrow for your Memorial Day remembrances take you outdoors, remember to take in those allergy medicines. For the Sierra tomorrow, we'll see mostly clear skies out. Winds will be light in the area overnight tonight. 52 degrees at Blue Canyon, 72 for the high tomorrow. Warmer in Truckee and Reno tomorrow, 84 degrees out, 71 in Tahoe. Foothill locations calling for sunshine, 84 degrees at Quincy, 80 in Pollock Pines. Placerville, 82 degrees out. Overnight, we'll see temperatures right around 56 degrees out. Angels Camp, 83. I'll step out of the way, show you Groveland, 82 degrees out. We will see sunshine in the area. In the San Joaquin Valley, temperatures there will range in the mid-80s to lower 90s, 91 degrees at Turlock, 87 in Tracy with a northwest wind to 10 miles per hour. For the Delta region, 86 degrees for Rio Vista, cooler in Fairfield but warmer than today, 78 degrees for Fairfield and in Napa. Bay Area temperatures ranging from 68 degrees in San Francisco to 78 for San Jose and Santa Rosa, as well as Vallejo, 90 degrees for Oroville in the central Sacramento Valley, picking up a northwest wind to 10 miles per hour, 90 in Lincoln as well. El Dorado Hills tomorrow, 87 degrees out, 89 in Folsom and Roseville, 88 degrees for Elk Grove. We will see lower 90s throughout the week as that high pressure stays in place. Even overnight temperatures not too bad, right at average. In Stockton and Modesto, 90 tomorrow, but then warming up to 93 degrees on Wednesday. And as we get to the Sierra, we have those clouds moving in during the afternoon hours, and then starting Thursday, looking at a chance for some shower activity, chance for thunderstorm activity, but right now we're only looking at a 10% chance as that low pressure system moves into the Pacific Northwest.
So nice weather here, but much different picture at the Indy 500.
Oh,
yeah. You know, Mother Nature and Indy 500 are not a good mix. And the Indy 500 this afternoon battling Mother Nature, and we'll have more on later on NASCAR tonight. Big weekend of racing. Plus, look at the big fat on Barry.
To center field here.
The swamp is over. Sports is next.
His injuries, and unfortunately, we've suffered another loss.
A Sacramento sheriff's deputy was killed in